Black Ops 3 was a very pivotal point in Call of Duty's lifetime, being the second to be in this futuristic era of jetpacks and advanced movement, being in between the awe of the futuristic era of COD and before the burnout of what Infinite Warfare experienced. Anyone in gaming has a special memory with Black Ops 3, be it the multiplayer or the mixed opinions on a confusing campaign that I still haven't finished and probably will never finish, or the game mode that I personally spent the most time on, zombies. Now, I started my experience with zombies with Black Ops 2, barely being around 6 when the game came out. I mostly played off of my cousin's Xboxes, playing Town for ages, never branching out because I don't even remember them having any of the DLCs, so I was stuck with whatever transit had. But every chance I had, I'd be glued to zombies, surviving round after round, camping top of bar or the corner with box, as the usual strat was. Fast forward, I remember it most clearly. Christmas 2015, I walk into my room, and there it is, an Xbox One with a copy of Black Ops 3. Man, I was hyped, immediately jumping into that game, feeling on multiplayer and the campaign, and then I got my taste of zombies. And this is what defined the next years of my life. Man, to tell you that this era of zombies was great, to me, is just an understatement. I mean, you got the maps, the cool-ass story, the super Easter egg at the end, and then everything else that was uploaded on, not only, especially on YouTube, but all across the internet. To me, this era is just my childhood. It's so special to me. And for me, without a doubt, without any question, this era of zombies was and will always be the golden age. We obviously have to start with the game itself before we get into the content around zombies, and holy, the maps in this game revolutionized the zombies experience. Now, Easter eggs weren't anything new to Call of Duty Zombies, going way back to World at War with Doris, or Noct if you really want to get specific with that radio. But Black Ops 3 is where Easter eggs shine, coming off the hype of Easter eggs of blowing up the Earth on the moon, or the conclusion of the Victus crew out buried. Black Ops 3's Super Easter egg had to surpass the previous Super Easter eggs of the past. It did. As much as I want to jump straight into talking about Black Ops 3, for the people that aren't familiar with zombies, here's a quick backstory, but if you want to hear me just rant about Black Ops 3 in my experience and my memories, just jump to the time card on the screen or whatever you call it. Yeah! Call of Duty Zombies started out as a quick side mode to World at War, with the premise of what is the Nazis made the undead come back to life, a game mode obtained after completing the main campaign of World at War. From there, it exploded in popularity. I mean, who wouldn't want to play a game mode where the whole objective is to get the best guns and mow down as many undead Nazis as possible? Seeing how high of a round you could get, the first map was a simple rundown building that only had a few windows for the zombies to gain entry, some weapons on the walls that you could buy for points you got from killing said zombies, and a mystery box that you could gamble your points to and get the chance to get a better weapon, or the coveted ray gun. Each DLC that was released from then on for World at War would feature a new map to play in zombies. first was Verrucht, an abandoned insane asylum that, to the lore, had one of our 4 main characters for our future story. Then came Shinonuma, a Japanese swamp base that not only introduced our cast of characters that will follow for the rest of the story, but introduced a new element, Element 115, that was used by Nazi Group 935 to raise the undead. Then we get to the main base of this Group 935, and a map named Der Reese, where we gain more insight into the group. Circling back to those characters, these 4 guys consist of Tank Dempsey, a United States Marine grunt, Takeo Masaki, a stereotypical Japanese soldier and samurai, Nikolai Belensky, a drunk, funny Russian soldier, and the main man himself, Dr. Edward Richthofen, a Nazi scientist who helped in the creation of the undead and the one to start this whole mess with his ambition. These groups are the ones we primarily play as throughout the story. These versions, and there are multiple versions of them, are the Ultimus Crew, or the World War II versions of them. And we follow these guys through World at War to Black Ops 1, where at the ending map, Moon, we blow up the Earth, because Edward wanted the entire time to gain full control of the zombies, who previously was controlled by a little girl named Samantha, and the rest of the crew was not having that. Jumping to Black Ops 2, we see the aftermath of our actions through the Victus crew, consisting of random but important survivors who are guided by either a character that we get to know through the ciphers and audio logs of previous games, Dr. Maxis, the head of Group 935, and the father of Samantha, again, the one to control the zombies for Richthofen, or we help Richthofen, but the Richthofen part is not canon. So, we follow the request of Maxis, we return the control of the zombies to Samantha, and transfer the soul of Richthofen to a random zombie, ending that part. I'm going to skip Mob of the Dead for time reasons. We jump forward to Origins, where we see our crew of Richthofen, Nikolai, Dempsey, and Takeo, but younger, this time known as the Primus crew. And this time, we find ourselves in the First World War. Here, we see another version of Samantha. This time, she guides us through the map's Easter egg and opened a portal to Agartha to free her, where the Easter egg ends. From there, we continue the story of Black Ops 3, with our first map being...
You bear the mark. You are cursed.
Shadows of Evil, the launch map of Black Ops 3, the map that I've seen pushed into the GOAT debate of zombies maps, a map that I played the hell out of, and yeah, I'm still trash at it. With its tight layout, its pretty decent soundtrack, with its jazz sounds to match the setting, this map was a great opener for what we got from Black Ops 3. And with it being the opening map, we got an insane Easter egg from it. Now, I've never completed the Easter egg myself, never having the crew to do the Easter egg fully, but like many of these maps that I'll be covering, I live these Easter eggs through YouTube, watching other people complete the Easter egg and explain the story of all these maps. So, Shadows. Set in this Art Deco city, we follow, at the time, a random but interesting set of characters that weren't our main 4. No big deal. We've been here before in Transit or Mob of the Dead, but I never really paid attention to their individual stories. I just know what we're told in the intro cinematic of the map and the rituals done throughout the map. What got my interest is the main part of the map, the Apothecans and the Keepers, or the demons that keep popping out while playing the game. And of course, the Shadow Man, the main antagonist of the game as we progress through the timeline. For now, he acts as a guide as we play, telling us about the rituals and what could possibly be going on in this map, giving us a glimpse of the story, but not the complete picture. He's vague, then just completely switches up the moment we get Pack-a-Punch.
Your service to the overlords is appreciated. Our complete assimilation of this dimension will now proceed.
Which we could have guessed. I mean, this guy is called the Shadow Man. But we can progress through the Easter egg, then trap the Shadow Man in the ball that we pick up at the very beginning of the game, known as the summoning key. Then play a little bit more, and then... Oh damn. Richthofen. What is he doing here? Oh, he just damned the world to collapse. Overall, this map was a great challenge and a great opener to Black Ops 3 Zombies. And damn, I wish I was good at it. I still come back to this map from time to time, and it really is one of those maps that is still fun to this day. But I'm not trying to dwell on it too much since we got way more maps to cover and a whole nother section to this video that I'm trying to get to. Premise, or the original crew, again, just younger. We left off with these guys back in Origins, and now they make their complete takeover in this story. Starting with The Giant. The Giant is a remaster of the OG map, Der Riese from World at War. This time, with snow. Yeah, it's just Der Riese, just looks better. That's it. The only change is that, well, we play as Primus. There's a neat new cutscene at the beginning. Beauty of Annihilation got a remix, and a new Easter egg that develops the time travel lore of the game with Dr. Maxis. It's still a good time with friends, but once you get the strats down, it's not really that interesting, so we move on.
Field report. En route to somewhere new. Somewhere cold. Real cold. Slap bang in the middle of another enemy research station. Hell-bent on advancing the German war machine. Der Eisendrache.
Another map that I see tossed in the GOAT debate, and this map deserves the praise. Set in a castle, we continue with Primus on their journey, where we get a clearer picture of what their goal is this time. As we complete the Easter egg, we find Ultimus Dempsey, where we kill him and trap his soul in the summoning key. Yeah, back when Richthofen made his appearance in Shadows of Evil, taking the summoning key, this was the goal. We see him off his Ultimus version in the beginning of The Giant, and here we see the crew kill Ultimus Dempsey. So now we know that through the Easter eggs, we'll be killing the Ultimus versions of our crew and storing their souls in the summoning key. What steps to the super Easter egg, might I say. But back to the map. Der Eisendrache is really fun to play, and a good challenge. We got an anti-gravity segment through the castle, a return to the elemental weapons with bows, much like the staffs from Origins, and with the same fights over who gets what bow. I really enjoyed this map, even if I got to it late, because again, I didn't buy the DLCs. It also scared me much like Origins, since we saw the return of the Panzer, and at the time, I had zero clue how to kill this thing. But the fun only lasts so long.
There are those who seek power over nature itself. Beneath the shadow of an evil, a new enemy has arisen. Here, on this island, they had no idea of what they would unleash.
This map had a lot of hate that I remember off the bat. From the map design to just being hard to play with its complexity and littered with bugs. But Zetsubo no Shima follows the crew captured by the Japanese Imperial Army and sent to a Japanese science facility working with plants. Yeah, this map is a tropical forest map dense with plant life. The mini boss of the map is a whole zombie plant tank thing that can just straight up eat you. Lore wise, since this map takes place on a Japanese science facility, It makes sense that we're here to find Ultimus Takeo, where we find him betrayed by the Empire that he swore his life to, experimented on, beaten, and abused, all with the okay from the Emperor that he trusted. We find him in a mutated form, one of those plant tanks, just a little bit larger. Once we shoot him a bunch, we get the cutscene where Takeo's soul is taken by the summoning key.
It is my honor.
Like all these cutscenes, it involves a heart-to-heart with the Ultimus and Primus versions of each character, except Richtofen. Then we continue with the last soul needed for this chapter.
This city has seen more than its share of pain. It has been witness to horrors that would make most souls question the very concept of humanity itself. It has been known by many names, but I know it as Stalingrad. City of Blood.
Here we are, the ruins of Stalingrad, with a dragon roaming the skies. And it's an integral part of the Easter egg. We can even ride the thing, which we have to if we want to pack a punch our guns. We also see Ultimus Nikolai in a giant mech that is straight up from the campaign. Skipping to the boss fight, we first take down the dragon with the help of Ultimus Nikolai, because we see at the beginning of the map, he's been beefing with this thing for a while now. Then once the dragon is down and out, Nikolai completely switches up like my homeboy the moment food enters the picture. So we encounter the wildest boss fight in the game. Like, I'm telling you, I see gameplay of this thing and it looks like straight from hell. And people describe it like straight from hell. But once that's all said and done, we get another gut-wrenching cutscene involving the two Nikolais.
Your mind is clouded and blurred, and you know all too well how bad we are at conserving munitions. You think you will kill me now? I am sorry, Nikolai. I wish there was another way. But know this, in my heart, I share the same pain as you. The pain that you have buried and blurred beneath an alcohol-fueled haze. Yes, the pain of your own memory. You loved and you lost. Everything else has been delusional fantasy that distance you from painful truth. You know what I speak of. You remember. Before the bombs fell. Before she was taken from us. Some things are forgotten. For a reason!
So we have all these souls collected. Now what?
This brings back some memories. Not all of them good. Not any of them good, to be honest.
I do not know if we can survive this place, but I will do my damnedest.
We stand together, now more than ever.
The final battle has begun.
At last, we have made it. The final confrontation to fate itself. The place that we have battled so hard to reach. Agartha. Now threatened by the undead and the apothecans, time for one last fight. As we explore this map, we find segments of old, a kind of teaser of what's to come, but that's later. To do this Easter egg, we have to have done every single Easter egg in the previous maps, collecting the summoning key and the 4 souls of the Ultimus crew. Now that we're in Agartha, and progressing to the end of the Easter egg, gathering what we need to fight through the segments of the map that we have been through before, we get our confrontation with the Shadow Man himself, where our crew is set to end his story. Once he's dead, we close the big ass rift in the sky that was the gateway for the Apothegons to enter Agartha, and we come face to face with the god of zombies and the friend to foe of the Shadow Man, Dr. Monty. Now Monty, we've seen his name through the game with his factory where we get the Gobblegums, a new mechanic introduced in Black Ops 3, and we first hear his voice in Gorod Krovi, and if we gave more of an effort to dive into the lore, we would have found him in the ciphers throughout the game. But here we face him in his perfect reality, where he deems us as a threat to his perfect world. All because of blood vials containing blood from realities that have been closed. They're the ones keeping us from disappearing with the evil that we had just fought off. So just because of some blood making a paradox, Monty wants us off. His ultimate solution was just to wipe the crew from existence, but nah, we don't fuck with that. So we just go back to the beginning of it all. A teaser for a map that never came. The Great War. Now, I've only scratched the surface of the lore to the game and zombies lore as a whole, but I cannot express how deeply invested I was back then. Playing this game, these maps, brings back so much from back then, of just me watching video after video of these characters, these maps, the entire lore. It just... Well, yes, I would play the multiplayer a bunch, and I would replay the campaigns of other CODs. Zombies just had me gripped. It just pulled me in the moment it had the chance, and I was hooked. But we have one final piece of content to cover, and one that had the entire community hyped when it dropped. May 16th, 2017. We're already halfway through the life cycle of Call of Duty Infinite Warfare when Treyarch drops the most important, hyped DLC to Zombies history. Zombies Chronicles. A DLC that contained the remaster of 8 OG Zombies maps, having Nocturne Toten, Verracht, Shinonuma, Kino der Toten, Ascension, Shangri-La, Moon, and my favorite map of all time, and the best map, no doubt, Origins. I mean, for $30 to bring 8 Zombies maps, everyone was hyped. The OGs were hyped to see the maps that they loved, and the ones that started it all with newer, better visuals, new guns, Gobblegums. Then you had guys like me who never experienced these maps, getting to play them for the first time and go through what the old guys had played years ago, experiencing the maps that had got us to Revelations. I mean, without it, I probably would have never experienced Origins and its sick-ass opening.
It began long ago, on the battlefields of the Great War. 2 German scientists sought to harness dark and mysterious forces buried for centuries. They believed their discoveries would assure Germany's ultimate victory. What they could never have imagined was just what else their research would unearth. As an ancient evil ravaged the front lines, the hopes of the Allies rested on 3 soldiers sent to stop it.
Let's take a moment and breathe these. So my intentions are known. See, I have pity in watching you suffer. I know the feeling of being damned alone. I got a storybook of my own.
I mean, come on. This introduced me to Avenged Sevenfold, and this map is the greatest piece of zombies that I've ever played. I'm just a sucker for World War I settings. The trenches, the doom and gloom warfare around, combine that with the zombies, the giant robots that stomp around, and the damn Panzer that would scare the shit out of me. I can't say enough, this map is the greatest map of all time. Full glaze, and I will not be hearing any slander or any other opinions on the topic. Chronicles was so good that people believed and still believe that there is a chance for Zombies Chronicles 2 to come out. Remastering the rest of the maps with the Victus crew, a faithful remaster of Call of the Dead, Mob of the Dead, and maybe another Nuketown Zombies, and 5. But we've had most of them already remastered, since most of the Aether maps on Black Ops 4 is either a remaster or a reimagining of some of the maps, with Classified for 5, Blood of the Dead for Mob, Alpha Omega for Nuketown, and Tag der Toten for Call of the Dead. I can't say this enough, but again, Black Ops 3 Zombies was the thing that made a huge part of my childhood. And I would trade a lot to replay this entire thing for the first time again. But I've only talked about the games, and if I look at the runtime, we've got a little bit left to cover. It's time to branch out off of the game and into the community that made this journey the thing that it was. Now, as you can probably tell, and I've probably mentioned it before, I've just wrote so much that I'm just lost in my own writing. I was obsessed with zombies. But it wasn't just me playing the games. No. I mentioned it before, and I'm going to say it again. I was glued to whatever I can find, mostly through channels like NoahJ456, Black Ops Amazing, Mr. Darlick JD, Mr. T Lexify, and those who have tried to do an Easter egg before are familiar with.
Hi guys, Mr. Rufflewaffles here. No nonsense.
I just realized how many names here have Mr. in them, but if you looked back at my YouTube history back then, I guarantee you that it would just be filled with videos from these guys. Hours on hours of videos to watch, learning about the lore of the main characters and side characters, the Easter eggs, the maps, everything. If it was related to zombies, I was watching it. People have documented every bit of the races that would go on to be the first to complete the maps, Easter eggs, the moment they dropped, and I will say that these races were hype as hell. To see people discover in real time all the steps needed for the Easter egg, and then finally get the final cutscene of each map. And there are probably more channels and moments that I didn't mention because I just can't remember right now. There are channels to this day still covering Black Ops 3 Zombies with challenges and any bits of lore that we missed the first time. But there is one part of the community that I didn't experience, as if we remember in the beginning of the video, I said I got the game with an Xbox One. Modded maps. Nowadays, since I got my own computer, I'm not only playing the maps that I adored back then, but I'm downloading and playing community created maps. Some are ass, but then you find gems that are just mad fun with friends. Black Ops 3, to my knowledge, is the only game that allowed modded content into the game via the Steam Workshop. And the Zombies community took it and ran. Still, to this day, creating remasters and original maps to be played by others. I'd argue the Zombies community for Black Ops 3 is one of the most loyal communities there is, and be it nostalgia killing me, but it was, at its peak, the best to be in.
You have lived beyond your usefulness. Your only purpose now is to suffer.
Now, I've done enough talking for Black Ops Zombies for a while, and I've pretty much said everything that I wanted to say here. But I urge you, if you want to get really invested in a great story and not only see technological but storytelling progress, I'm telling you to get into Black Ops Zombies. Play all the Black Ops games. All the Easter egg steps are online, and it's better if you get a squad going. If Call of Duty isn't your thing, everything about the lore, the story is online on YouTube. It's easy to find. If I forgot to mention something here, let it be known. I'm only working off of my memories and the videos that I remember watching and the channels that I remember visiting. But at the end, I really hope you enjoyed me just going back into the game that meant so much to me and just revisiting it all. But until next time of me just talking about stuff from my past, thank you for your time and good night.